Welcome back to the edge of the world, to a place where the land ends and the infinite ocean begins. The year is 1895. Leave the noise of the modern world behind. Leave the lights of the city, or here. There is only the rhythm of the tide and the turning of the light. Imagine a rock rising out of the cold Atlantic. It is dark, jagged, ancient stone, beaten by waves for 1,000,000 years. But it does not move. It stands firm, holding its ground against the sea. On top of this rock stands a tower, a lighthouse, built of gray granite blocks, each block cut by hand, each block heavy, solid, stacked one upon the other, reaching towards the sky. It is a pillar of safety, a finger of stone pointing to the stars. Let us walk around the base of the tower. The air is cold here, clean, sharp. Take a deep breath. Taste the salt. It settles on your lips. It fills your lungs. The smell of seaweed, the smell of deep water, the smell of rain approaching from the horizon. Touch the wall of the tower. Put your hand against the stone. It is cold, damp, rough like sandpaper. You can feel the history in the stone, the storms it has weathered, the suns it has seen. It vibrates slightly, resonating with the power of the waves below. Thrum, thrum, the heartbeat of the rock. Look up, way up, to the top of the tower. The lantern room is glass and iron. It catches the last light of the fading day. The sun is setting, sinking into the western sea, turning the water into liquid copper, then purple, then black. The day is done. The work of the night is about to begin. Let us enter. There is a heavy iron door at the base, painted red, peeling from the salt spray. We pull the handle. It is heavy. It resists, but then it opens, creak, revealing the darkness inside. Step over the threshold and close the door behind you. Clang. The sound of the ocean is cut off, instantly, replaced by silence, a thick stone silence. You are inside the shell, protected, safe, dry. The air inside smells different. It smells of kerosene oil and brass polish and old tobacco. It is the smell of the keeper's life. A match is struck. Whish, a small flame appears, lighting a hand lantern. The yellow glow illuminates the walls, curved walls. Wrapping around us, in front of us, is the staircase, a spiral of iron steps, winding up and up and up, like the inside of a seashell. 120 steps to the top. We must climb, but we will not rush. We will count every step. We will feel the iron under our feet. The journey to the light begins. We stand at the bottom, looking up. The staircase coils above us like the skeleton of a great sea snake, twisting, turning, disappearing into the shadows above. It is made of cast iron, black, heavy, cold, built to last for centuries. We take the first step. Clang. The sound echoes in the stone cylinder, bouncing off the walls, traveling up and down. A metallic ring, like a bell calling us upwards. We take the second step, clang, and the third, clang. Put your hand on the railing. It is a smooth iron bar, polished by the hands of 1,000 keepers before you. It feels cool under your palm, solid. It guides you. Follow the curve, round and round. 10 steps. We are moving slowly. There is no rush. The lighthouse is timeless. 20 steps. The air is getting warmer as we rise. Heat rises, carrying the smell of the oil lantern with it. Look at the walls as we pass. Granite blocks, fitted together perfectly. Gray, rough, damp. 30 steps. We are turning, always turning to the right. It is a spiral, a sacred geometry. It makes you feel like you are spinning. Very slowly, unwinding the world, unwinding your mind, leaving the ground behind, leaving the earth behind. 40 steps. There is a small window here, a narrow slit in the thick stone. Through the glass, you can see the night, dark blue, almost black, and the white foam of the waves below, crashing silently against the rock. You are safe inside. The storm is outside. Here, there is only the climb. 50 steps. Your legs feel the work. A gentle heaviness, a reminder that you are alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Find a rhythm. Step, breath, step, breath. The rhythm becomes a lullaby. 60 steps. Halfway, we reach a small landing, a flat metal platform. Let us pause here, rest for a moment. Listen to the silence of the tower. It is a heavy silence. Thick. You can hear the wind outside, trying to get in, howling around the stone. Woo! But the walls are thick. The walls are strong. Nothing can touch you here. 70 steps. We begin to climb again. The spiral continues, round and round. The lantern light casts long shadows on the stairs, shadows that dance with every step, stretching, shrinking, moving with us. 80 steps. The air is drier now, warmer. We are getting closer to the heart of the tower, closer to the light. The railing is warmer too. 90 steps. Can you hear the clockwork? Tick, tock, tick, tock. A faint sound coming from above. The mechanical pulse of the lighthouse. 100 steps. Almost there. Your body is heavy. Your eyelids are heavy. The circular motion is hypnotic, spinning, slowly, drifting, upwards. 110. The light from above is brighter now, a warm golden glow, spilling down the stairs, welcoming us. 120. We have reached the top, the watch room. The climb is over. Now we rest. We step off the last stair and onto the wooden floor of the service room. Creak. This is the heart of the lighthouse, the room where the keeper lives during the night. It is a circular room, small, cozy, wrapped in thick granite walls. The air here is warm, much warmer than the stairs. There is a small cast iron stove in the corner. A coal fire is burning inside. Crackle, pop. It radiates a gentle heat, drying the dampness from your clothes, warming your cold hands. It smells of coal smoke and hot iron, a comforting domestic smell in the middle of the ocean. We take off our heavy coat. We hang it on a peg by the door. The fabric rustles. We take a deep breath. We are ready to work. But first, we must prepare the tools. On the wooden workbench, there are rows of brass instruments, oil cans, trimmers, polishing cloths. They gleam in the lantern light, gold and copper reflections. The keeper takes a rag, a soft, oily rag, and a tin of polish. He opens the tin. The sharp smell of ammonia and wax fills the air. He picks up an oil can. It is made of brass, beautifully curved, but it has a smudge on the handle. He begins to polish it, round and round. Small circles, rubbing, rubbing. The friction creates heat. The dull metal begins to shine brighter and brighter until he can see his own reflection in the curve, a distorted face looking back at him. He sets the can down. Clink. It is a satisfying sound, heavy metal on wood. Now we must check the oil, the lifeblood of the light. He lifts a large container. It is heavy, filled with kerosene. He unscrews the cap. Squeak. He tilts the container, pouring the oil into a smaller jug. Listen to the liquid. Glug, glug, glug. It is thick, viscous, like liquid gold. It flows slowly, smoothly. Not a single drop is spilled. The keeper's hands are steady, steady as the rock beneath us. He checks the wick trimmers, scissors made of steel. He opens and closes them. Snip, snip. They are sharp, ready to cut the charred wick, ready to make the flame burn bright. Everything is in order. Everything is clean. Everything is ready. The clock on the wall ticks. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Counting the seconds. The sun has set outside. The world is dark. It is time to go up one more level, to the lantern room, to wake the light. We climb the final ladder, a short, steep ladder, and emerge into the lantern room. The air here is cool, surrounded by glass on all sides. You can see the night sky. Pressing against the panes, stars blinking in the cold distance. But our eyes are drawn to the center of the room, to the jewel, the Fresnel lens. It stands in the middle of the room, a giant, a beehive of glass and brass, 6 feet tall, looking like a diamond cut by a giant. It is made of hundreds of glass prisms, rings upon rings of crystal, stacked perfectly, curved perfectly, designed to catch the light and throw it across the sea. Walk closer to the lens. Be careful. Do not touch the glass with your bare hands. The oil from your skin could mark it. Just look. Look at the reflections. The brass frame holds the prisms tight. Polished to a mirror finish, it is a machine of pure light. Silent, waiting. The keeper opens the small door at the base of the lens. Click. He reaches inside. There is the lamp, a simple oil lamp. Sitting at the very heart of the crystal cage, he checks the wick. It is fresh, white, He pours the oil we prepared, filling the reservoir. Glug, glug. The smell of kerosene becomes stronger. He takes a matchbox from his pocket. He slides it open. He picks a single wooden match. He strikes it against a rough strip. Scratch, whish. A flame bursts into life. Small, orange, dancing on the end of the wood. He holds the flame to the wick, touching it gently. The wick catches. A blue flame appears, then turns yellow, then bright white. The lamp is lit. He lowers the glass chimney over the flame to protect it, to steady it. The fire grows calm, standing tall, burning without a sound, and now the magic happens. The small light of the flame hits the prisms. The glass catches the light, bends it, magnifies it, multiplying it by 1,000. The entire lens begins to glow. It fills the room with a warm, golden honey light. It is too bright to look at directly. It is a captured sun. The keeper closes the lens door. He steps back. He looks at his work. The beam cuts through the darkness, a solid bar of light. Reached out, touching the waves miles away, scanning the horizon. The eye of the tower is open. The night watch has begun. The light is burning, bright and steady, but it is standing still to guide the ships. The light must move. It must flash, a rhythmic signal across the dark water. But there is no electricity here. There is only gravity and the machine. Beneath the lens, there is a large brass cabinet, the clockwork, the mechanical heart of the tower. The keeper opens the glass door. Click. Inside is a world of gears, brass wheels, steel pinions, waiting to be woken up. The machine works by falling weight, just like a grandfather clock, but much, much heavier. A cable runs down the center of the tower, holding a massive iron weight, hanging in the darkness of the shaft. Right now, the weight is at the bottom, resting to start the rotation. We must lift the weight. We must wind a clock. The keeper takes the winding handle, a heavy all-iron crank. He fits it onto the square spindle. Clank. It fits perfectly. He takes a deep breath. He plants his feet firmly on the floor, and he begins to turn. Listen to the rhythm of the work. He pushes the handle. Ugh! And the ratchet clicks. Click, click, click. He pulls it around. Ugh! Click, click, click. It is heavy, lifting hundreds of pounds of iron, pulling it up from the bottom of the tower, inch by inch, round and round. The rhythm is slow, steady. Turn, click, click, click. Turn, click, click, click. The sound echoes in the glass room, a song of effort. The gears inside the cabinet turn, mesh against mesh, storing the energy, storing the power. The keeper's muscles work. His shoulder moves in a circle. He does not rush. If he rushes, he will tire. He finds a pace, a meditation of movement. Round and round, the weight rises in the dark shaft, passing the first floor, passing the second floor, coming up, higher and higher. He whines for a long time. The sound becomes part of the silence. Click, click, click. It is the sound of time being gathered, time being wound up, ready to be released. Finally, the weight reaches the top. The cable is tight. The machine is full of potential. The keeper stops. He lets go of the handle. He wipes his forehead. The heart is ready to beat. The weight is at the top, holding a massive amount of energy, waiting to be released. The keeper reaches for a small lever on the side of the cabinet. The brake. He pulls it gently, click, and the silence is broken. The machine comes alive. First, the governor begins to spin, a small brass fan whirring softly, regulating the speed. Whir! And then the pendulum begins to swing back and forth, back and forth. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Listen to the heartbeat of the tower. It is slow, precise, unstoppable. Tick, the seconds pass. Tock, time is measured in brass and steel. The sound is comforting, like a giant metronome, lulling the ocean to sleep. Above a cabinet, the giant lens begins to move. It floats on a bed of liquid mercury, frictionless, smooth, tons of glass and brass, rotating as if they weigh nothing. It turns silently, floating, spinning. Watch the beam of light. It sweeps across the room, a solid bar of gold. Cutting through the shadows, it hits the wall, then the window, then the sea, then the wall again. Light, darkness, light, darkness. The keeper steps back. He watches the rotation. He counts the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flash. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flash. It is perfect. The rhythm is correct. The ships far out at sea will see this, and they will know where they are. They will know they are safe. The light sweeps over the keeper's face, illuminating him for a second, then leaving him in shadow. It is a hypnotic dance. The room pulses with light, like a slow breathing in and out, bright and dim. The heavy iron weight begins its long descent, micrometer by micrometer, pulling the gears, driving the lens. It will take hours to reach the bottom, hours of steady, rhythmic turning, tick, tock, tick, tock. The keeper checks the oil one last time. The flame is steady, burning white and hot. He nods to himself. His work here is done. For now, the machine has taken over. Gravity is doing the work. He can rest. He can go down to the living quarters, to his armchair, to his tea. The machine is running. We leave the lantern room, leaving the light to do its work. We descend the ladder, back to the service room, and then down the spiral stairs. Clang, clang, down, away from the noise of the gears, away from the heat of the lamp. We reach the living quarters, the kitchen. It is a round room, just like the others. But here, the stone walls are covered with wood. It is softer, warmer, more like a home. The keeper closes the heavy door at the bottom of the stairs. Thud, shutting out the mechanical sounds above. Now, listen to the world outside. The wind has picked up. It is howling around the tower. Whoo! Like a wolf trying to get in. It claws at the granite. It screams through the railing of the gallery. You can hear the waves crashing below. Huge, heavy waves smashing against the rock. Boom, boom. The tower shudders just a tiny bit, a vibration in the floor, reminding you of the power of the sea. But inside, it is calm. The walls are 3 feet thick, solid granite. The storm cannot touch us here. It is just a sound, a lullaby of nature's fury, making the silence inside feel deeper, richer. There is a stove here too, a large cooking stove, black iron, polished and clean. A fire is burning in its belly. Crackle, spit. The heat radiates into the room, wrapping around you, chasing away the dampness of the sea. The keeper walks to the stove. He holds his hands out, rubbing them together, feeling the warmth seep into his skin. He is alone, miles from land, but he is not lonely. He has the fire. He has the tower. He has the sea. He walks to the window, a small porthole. The glass is thick, reinforced. He looks out, but he can see nothing, only darkness and the rain slashing against the glass. Tap, 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 tap. Water running down the pane like tears, reflecting the lamplight. He is safe inside the bubble, suspended between the sky and the water, a tiny speck of warmth in a cold universe. He turns away from the window. He pulls the curtains shut. Swish, blocking out the night. Now, the room is his entire world. Just the stove, the chair, and the kettle. It is time for tea. The keeper moves to the table. He picks up the kettle. It is old copper, dented by years of use, darkened by the fire, but it is beautiful. He walks to the water barrel. He lifts the heavy ladle, splash, and fills the kettle. The water is cold, fresh, saved from the rain. He places the kettle on the stove. Clang, metal on metal. He positions it directly over the heat. And now, we wait. This is not a time for rushing. This is a time for listening. Listen to the water. At first, it is silent, but as the iron stove transfers its heat, the water begins to wake up, sizzle, a tiny sound like rain on a tin roof. Then a low hum, hum. The bubbles are forming, dancing on the bottom of the copper, rising, popping. The hum gets louder, deeper, a song of anticipation. While the water heats, the keeper prepares the pot, a small ceramic teapot, white, cracked slightly at the rim. He opens the tea caddy, a square tin box. The lid is tight. He twists it, pop. The smell escapes. Bergamot, black tea leaves, dried in the sun, a smell of distant lands, filling the small stone room. He takes a spoon and measures the leaves. 1 spoon for the pot, 1 spoon for the keeper. The dry leaves fall into the empty teapot. Rustle, they wait for the rain. And now the kettle begins to sing, a soft whistle, rising in pitch, calling out, I am ready. The keeper lifts the kettle. He wraps a cloth around the hot handle. He brings it to the teapot and pours. Listen to the water hitting the leaves. Splosh, hiss. The dry leaves uncurl, releasing their soul into the water. The steam rises, a white cloud, smelling of comfort. He puts the lid on the pot, clink, and lets it sleep, steepen, turning the water into amber, turning the water into medicine. He waits, counting the minutes, watching the steam curl around the lamp, dancing with the shadows. The storm outside is forgotten. The turning lens above is forgotten. There is only the tea. He pours the tea into his cup, a steady stream, dark, rich, hot. He picks up the cup. It is warm in his hands. He holds it close to his chest, feeling the heat radiate through his shirt. He blows on the surface. Whoosh. Ripples move across the dark liquid. He takes a sip. Ah, it is perfect, hot, strong, sweet. It warms his throat. It warms his stomach. It settles his mind. He walks to the armchair, a worn leather chair by the stove. He sits down. Creak, the leather groans, welcoming him. He leans back, tea in hand, feet near the fire. This is peace. The tea is finished. The warmth has settled in his bones. The keeper stands up from the armchair. Creak. He walks to the desk in the corner. It is a heavy oak desk, scarred by knives, stained by ink, a workspace of solitude. He sits on the wooden stool. He adjusts the lamp. Pulling it closer, the pool of light shrinks, focusing only on the desk, creating a circle of brightness in the dark room. In the center of the light lies the logbook, the record of the light. It is large, heavy, bound in thick black leather. The corners are worn soft. By the hands of many keepers, it smells of old animal skin and dust and time. He runs his hand over the cover, feeling the texture, rough, cracked. He opens the book. Listen to the spine. Creak. It protests gently, stiff with age. He turns the pages, one by one. Rustle, flip, rustle. The heavy paper is yellow, thick parchment, filled with rows of handwriting. Some writing is slanted, some is straight. The ghosts of past keepers, recording the storms, recording the silence. He finds the next blank page. It is clean, smooth, waiting for his story, waiting for the truth of this night. Now, the ink, to the right of the book, sits a glass inkwell, heavy crystal, faceted like a jewel, filled with darkness. He unscrews the lid. Click. Turn. The smell of the ink rises. Sharp. Metallic. Chemical. A smell that wakes up the mind. He picks up his pen. It is not a quill. It is a dip pen with a wooden handle and a steel nib. He inspects the tip. It is clean, sharp, ready to bite the paper. He dips the pen into the well. Dunk! The steel touches the glass. Clink! A tiny sound. He lifts it out, watching the excess ink drip back. Drip! Black blood, ready to become words. He hovers the pen over the paper, taking a breath. Steady in his hand. The steel nib touches the paper. Scritch! It makes a dry, scratching sound, like a small animal digging in leaves. Scritch! Scratch! The ink flows onto the page, turning from liquid to solid, drying into history. He writes the date first, October 14th, 1895. The numbers are neat, precise. He underlines them. Scritch, a straight black line. He dips the pen again. More ink, more words. He records the weather. Wind. Scratch. Northeast. Scratch. Force 9. He pauses, listening to the wind howling outside, confirming the truth of his words. It is a gale. But on paper, it is just ink. Harmless. Controlled. He records the time of lighting, lamp lit, at sunset. 1743. Every minute accounted for, every drop of oil measured. Oh, oil consumed. 2 pints. Scritch. Scratch. Okay. The rhythm of writing is calming. It organizes the chaos of the world. It puts everything in boxes. Neat. Tidy. Finished. He records what he has seen. No ship sighted. Visibility poor. Rain heavy. He writes slowly, forming each letter with care. The loops of the L, the cross of the T. He is not just writing. He is emptying his mind, putting the day onto the paper so he does not have to carry it in his head. He reaches the bottom of the page. The entry is complete. He signs his name. A flourish of the pen. Scritch. Swish. The keeper. The guardian. He puts the pen down. Clack. He blows on the wet ink. Whoosh. Watching it dry. Watching the shine disappear. Becoming matte. Becoming permanent. He closes the book. Thud. The heavy cover falls shut, sealing the day away. The past is closed. Now, there is only the present and the rest. He extinguishes the candle. Puff. A thin trail of gray smoke rises, smelling of wax. The room is darker now. Only the glow from the stove remains. Red embers, dying down. It is time to sleep. The chair is waiting. The blanket is waiting. Time passes in the armchair. Hours drift by, measured only by the dying embers in the stove. The red glow fades, turning to gray ash. The heat softens, becomes a memory. The keeper dozes, half awake, half asleep, keeping one ear open for the machinery above, keeping one ear open for the storm. But listen, something has changed. The howling has stopped. The wind no longer screams at the window. It has tired itself out. The waves no longer crash with fury. They have found a rhythm, a gentle, rolling rhythm. Swish, swoosh, the storm has passed, moving on to other horizons, leaving peace in its wake. The keeper opens his eyes. He looks at the porthole. The black square has turned gray, a soft, pale, gray. Dawn is coming. The sun is still hidden, but its heralds are here, painting the sky in watercolors, washing away the night. He stands up. His joints are stiff. He stretches, crack. He walks to the window. He wipes the condensation from the glass. Squeak. He looks out. The world has returned. The sea is steel blue, calm, breathing slowly. The horizon is a sharp line. Once again, the mist is lifting, rising from the water like steam, revealing the vastness of his kingdom. He watches the light, not the lighthouse light, but the morning light. It creeps across the water, turning the gray into silver, turning the silver into gold. The seagulls are waking up, launching themselves from the cliffs, gliding on the morning air. Silent gliders, watching the tower. Inside the room, the shadows retreat. The corners become visible. The brass kettle gleams dully. The leather book sits closed on the desk. The night shift is almost over. The danger is past. The ships are safe. He is safe. It is time to go up one last time, to put the giant to sleep. He puts on his coat. It feels lighter now. He opens the heavy door, creak, and steps onto the stairs. But this time, his steps are light. He is not climbing into the dark. He is climbing into the morning. We enter the lantern room one last time, but it has changed. The magic of the night is gone, replaced by the clarity of the morning. The sun has risen. Its light floods the glass chamber, making the brass frame sparkle, making the crystal prisms shine like ice. The artificial light is no longer needed. The true light has returned. The keeper walks to the brass cabinet. He reaches for the brake lever. Click. He engages the brake. Listen. The ticking stops. Tick. Tock. Tick. Silence. The pendulum hangs motionless. The gears settle into their resting place. The heartbeat of the tower has stopped. It will sleep until sunset. He opens the small door of the lens. Click. Inside. The flame is still burning, pale and ghostly in the sunlight. He turns the knob, lowering the wick. The flame shrinks, smaller, smaller, until it is just a blue dot. He leans in and blows. Puff. The flame vanishes. A thin trail of white smoke rises, curling up through the glass chimney, smelling of extinguished hope, smelling of rest. The lens stops glowing. It becomes cold glass once again. The eye closes. The keeper descends. Down the short ladder, through the service room. The stove has gone out. The room is cooling. Down the spiral stairs. His hand trails on the railing. A final touch. Goodbye to the stone. Goodbye to the iron. He reaches the bottom, but he does not go to the kitchen. He opens a different door to the bedroom. It is a small cell, curved like the tower. There is a simple wooden bed, a heavy wool blanket, a pillow filled with feathers. It looks like the softest place in the world. He sits on the edge of the bed. The mattress sighs under his weight. Creak. He unlaces his boots, one by one. His fingers are stiff, but he is patient. He pulls off the left boot. Thud. He pulls off the right boot. Thud. His feet are free. His body is free. He lies back, pulling the heavy wool blanket up to his chin. It is scratchy, but warm, so warm. He stares at the ceiling, listening to the sea. It is a gentle rhythm now. Hush, hush, rocking the tower, rocking the bed, rocking him. His eyelids flutter. The light of the morning is too bright. He closes his eyes. Darkness returns. Velvet darkness. The long night is over. The ships are safe. The storm is gone. You are safe. Drifting, drifting, like a boat on a calm sea. No more stairs. No more oil. No more wind. Just sleep. Good night, keeper. Good night.